So for many of you guys don't know, Sister Jocelyn was in an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer, and the article header was she was known as the Mother Teresa of Broad Street. Do you remember having that interview and
Yes.
taking the photos in front of Temple Hospital
Yes.
with your habit? And this is before you have your black veil. Right now, this is when you had your white veil, but you have your white coat on. So after you had your first profession, you went and continued your ministry as a sister, but then also as a medical doctor at Temple University Hospital you were born at. So it's like a full circle moment. Full circle moment. How is it like balancing a lifestyle as a sister and the doctor, meeting those demands and like balancing like ministry, right? Because like, as a sister, you're not only serving your church or your community here, but like other parts of the world. How do you balance that?
I remember this moment because it was kind of in the height of COVID and we've gone through so many changes. And so I remember when we were starting to hear about the virus, and some of the things that came to my mind was, my section of hospital medicine. I'm a hospitalist, internal medicine trained. There's so many young families there. And as a sister, like I'd rather work than they work with young families at home, right? So I remember thinking like, this is it, this is the chance to be a martyr, right? Okay, very romantic, right? Like, okay, let's do this, right? It was really beautiful for me to be able to participate and take care directly of our COVID patients, and I found a lot of joy in it. So being a sister and a doctor is very interesting. People always ask me, what do you want to be called, sister or doctor? And I'm like, both, but like, sister always comes first. Just
right.
like, it's a vocation, right? So like my vocation is sister. I always find a lot of joy as sister, and, I practice as a physician, right? So I think I'm a big nerd. I really enjoyed medicine. I got a PhD in organic chemistry, and I'm like, you're able to apply the medical principles and the chemical principles to people who talk back to you. So this is, it's always fun to talk to patients. It's always very fulfilling for me, especially for the population that doesn't have a lot of access to healthcare and, under-resourced areas. So I find a lot of fulfillment and joy in what I do. As sisters, we have, multiple times of prayer a day, right? We don't miss our prayers. We're supposed to meditate every day, have a religious life, and we have community meals, we have recreation, we have, we pray in common. Like, these are the things that we do. We take the vows of poverty, chastity, obedience. We live in community, right? And we live like the life of the angels, right? So we're supposed to tell the whole world, hey, everyone, this is not the only life we have. It's the heavenly realm that we want. So as a doctor, right, we're treating patients, we're listening to their troubles. Actually, what's really beautiful, and been really involved a lot with physician communication and empathy and compassion, right? And so many people tell me, like, a doctor could know everything, right? They can be an excellent surgeon. They can be, the most amazing diagnostician, but like, we're healers. And a part of that healing is to listen to the patient's story. So it's busy as a doctor, it's busy as a sister, and then combining both of them is really fulfilling. So I'm very grateful that the Lord, for all the exams I had to take, for all the interviews, for all the letters of recommendation that were written on my behalf. I'm very grateful that the Lord walked me through and supported me through all my studies, so it's great. I enjoy it.
Well, I can tell you have the big smile when you tell the story about it.
Yeah.